Of course, been around for quite some time in the Brood War, Quake, and Counter-Strike days.
Yeah. Yeah, and both of these players have certainly deserved their spot. Don't forget that Stalife actually defeated I Am Jimmy. You kind of felt like he was the favored Terran in that particular TVT matchup. Now we've got a PVT. We saw NControl with some very solid strategies earlier on, some questioning him, but he said, you know what, I did what I needed to do to win the tournament. Let's find out what NControl is going to do to try to best his opponent, Stalife, and how Stalife is going to try to react and take his Protoss opponent out. Here we go, Metalopolis.
We do see Stalife spawning in the right position as the blue Terran, and in the north we have EG.iNcontrol spawning as the red Protoss. A little bit about what you were saying. EnControl was opting a little bit more for strategy wins instead of for solid play wins. For example, if I take a build order that's solid, that's stable, and I go down and I sit on the ladder, I might win 80% of my games with it. If I try to cheese all in every game, I might win 55% of my games or something like that on average. However, a tournament is not the same thing as a ladder play. EnControl used the read he had on his opponent and the fact that even if he lost with some 4-gate play, still had a chance to play still had a chance to continue to win. So definitely taking advantage of this format and of his read. So let's see if he will do that in this game or if he will rely on that same solid build he did in the previous one.
We'll find out soon enough. Scouting probe did go out after the pylon, and of course we have seen NControl opt for a little bit later gateway, choosing to chrono boost out a lot of probes. There you can see that probe making his way around. Already has checked one of the particular locations, going on to the other. Meanwhile, Barracks is going down for Stalife, and he will be moving his scouting SCV out.
Looks like gas guys are going down for both players. There's the gas in Stalife's base EnControl. I'm actually preempting him a little bit, but I'm just going to assume that he's going to be able to gas geyser on 15, as it would be extremely unusual for him not to do that. There, it does go down. Scouting probe from EnControl decides to lag up the entire game before letting it resume, and he's going to be heading to the right position. That's awesome.
Yeah, blew out, please, he said. Obviously just a joke, but here we go. Probe making his way in. Marine just started now, so Probe gets a good scout on what's going on. In fact, he's just going to take a quick break there, catch his breath. Meanwhile, we do have a pylon over in the smoke area. It's always a good idea. Make sure that you got vision of that particular area. And nothing coming out of this gateway quite yet. Again, EG.iNcontrol going with this gas steal.
Yeah, it looks like this is very much so his comfort zone, cuts down a lot of strategies, but again, you have to be especially worried about the strategies that don't rely on the second gas geyser. A lot of one-racks, early expands especially, don't need a second gas for a very, very long time. So since you as the Protoss spent 75 minerals sinking into this assimilator and delayed your own cybernetics core, you need to have some appropriate response to that. So it looks like Stalife getting out a Reaper now, generally a strong indication that there is an early expand coming.
All right, Reaper going out and not even worrying about that assimilator too much. Oh, yeah, he is. There he is. There's the Marine chewing away at that assimilator. So second gas has gone down for EnControl. We do have Warp Gate research on the way. A Stalker is coming out, and he'll obviously want to get that out before that Reaper hits, and it may just be perfect timing there for him.
Looks like the Reaper's now bouncing around. Wants to track down that probe. A lot of goofy antics with hiding dark shrines in the corners or just hiding pylons for a warp in. So he's going to eliminate that right off the bat. Looks like we see the command center coming down for Stalife. And look at this. He's just having one Marine out. And he's going to rely on that scouting Reaper to get most of the information. He's just assuming that his opponent won't be coming up anytime soon. And EnControl is getting a Stargate. Will Stalife invest in the stim quickly enough? We see 4 racks down at this point in time. If he can get a fast enough stim, he can hold off that Void Ray. If not, the Void Ray is going to be a very, very easy win.
And we do have some nice Stalker coverage here. Stalker, oh, just passes that Reaper as it makes his way into the natural, going right past the Menk statue, and now coming back over. If that Stalker does return, he might meet up with it, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. So not choosing to quite go into the base yet. Just choosing to keep control of the outside. Does take out that scout or that SCV at the Zelnaga Tower, and now moving on in. The gate, or excuse me, the Stargate should be done, and we do see the first Void Ray on its way.
And look at this, double reactor, double tech lab. Now, although this seems great to get all these add-ons out, you have to be careful because during this entire period, no Marines are being built. So that means that Stalife, in his unit counting station, has 2 Marines out right now. He's going to need to start getting them a lot faster. And will he be able to begin building them in time? Oh, gosh, every second counts right now, and he is scooting over to take his expansion. And here comes the Reaper. It pops up into the main. It gets the scan. It needs to go over to this backside. It will be able to spot this, and... oh, he sees it. How will he end up responding? Bunker goes down almost immediately, or actually was going down at the front of the base, but looks like Stalife not doing that much of an exaggerated response, just relying more on his Marine control.
Yeah, is putting down the engineering bay, allow him to get some turrets out there, but here comes that Void Ray. What is he going to choose to do with it? There might be enough Marines over here to actually get the damage done, so EG.iNcontrol is going to retreat that Void Ray with a second one on the way. Meanwhile, gateway units, what do we got here? A few Stalkers, a Zealot, and a Sentry. 2 gates currently open right now, and the Nexus going down at the expansion.
Looks like these 2 Void Rays are out, but now that that stim upgrade is done for Stalife, he is going to be absolutely safe. Good timing on the bunker and these turrets. Looks like EG.iNcontrol's guaranteed to get at least 1 depot in this little poke around action, but still a lot of Marines being masked up by Stalife.
Yep, and even more on their way. A few Marauders coming out. Combat shields also being researched, and Forge going down for EG.iNcontrol. And in the back, Void Rays trying to make another assault here. They do get some damage done on that refinery. More so just, I think, trying to charge up, get those Marines out of position. And here comes a probe into the front, sees the expansion up. How much is there? Also saw the missile turret as well. These Void Rays continuing to harass.
Trying to just charge up on those barracks just one time, but notice that Stalife is not stimming once. He just wants to make sure that nothing dies, not going to try to guaranteed kill anything off, just playing very calmly EG.iNcontrol again with this Cannon and Twilight Council defense. Looks like he's going to rely a little bit more on the Psionic Storm, but I mean this Void Ray harass is going to be essential to keep this attack delayed, but it looks like Stalife moving out very, very early on.
Yeah, he is, and his +1 weapons and concussive shells, he might wait for those before he actually makes his way forward. There is 1 cannon there at the front. A few sentries, a few stalkers. Void Rays going back over again, and actually, as he saw this force moving forward, felt like he needed those Void Rays in battles. More sentries coming out here, and this attack is inevitable.
And it looks like some force fields being thrown down just to delay the push, because this is coming again so quickly. EG.iNcontrol would definitely be wise to begin charging up on that Nexus. This is a pretty substantial force outside his front. This is going to be a very, very thin hold.
There's the stim. Void Ray's going to work on those Marines. Meanwhile, a few force fields are put down, but too many units are here. Trying to warp in some more Stalkers, but it's probably just not going to be enough. Cleaning up those Marines is good. Now the Void Rays can do their work. Wow. And actually, great job by EG.iNcontrol, knowing exactly which units to target there. And does manage to keep those Void Rays alive. Still no life taken away from those. And looked like Stalife was actually going to have enough units to bust through there, but a great combination from EG.iNcontrol, and obviously some good control.
That was actually a crazy defense by EG.iNcontrol, having so few units. Almost every other player would have died there, but those amazing force fields to use the range 7 on the cannon, just great job. I mean, I still can't believe that that cannon actually stayed alive in that battle. And look at this, right back to the harassment in the main. But Stalife is knowing that if he can just keep the pressure on, those sentries will not stay with their full energy forever.
Yeah, and he does not have a lot of units. We do have some High Templar coming in. We do have absolutely no Psystorm. It is halfway done. +1 weapons also on their way. 2 more cannons going down, but they are far from finishing. Moving forward and stimming to take out these cannons. They will manage to drop 1, 2 of them at the same time, and that might be it. Archon morphing in the back, but what is he going to do?
And it looks like the Archon just now finishes. There's the stim. Wants to try to target fire that Archon. Use the concussive shell to pick it off. There it falls. Just now getting enough energy for Psionic Storm, but the Templar are nowhere to be found. And it looks like these Void Rays might be able to pick off the Marines again. Wow. I don't believe it. These 2 Void Rays, ordinarily just used for some cheesy, easy win, are just being the heroes of the hour. Look at the kill count, 13 and 11.
That's pretty impressive. And we do have a third going down, another Nexus being dropped.
So bold.
With a smaller army from Stalife, he's going to continue keeping this pressure up. Void Rays are going to go out, and they better watch their path. They do not want to fly over those Marines. They are very, very close. Totally out of position.
And he doesn't notice, and In.Control loses both Void Rays, and no stim went down for Stalife. How far away is that Templar from having Storm? It is 15 energy away, 62-63. Just seconds away from having that Storm done, but In.Control just does not quite have the units. And there is just a nice control by Stalife to pick those off one at a time.
Yeah, Zealots fall, still not enough energy, not quite. One more point of energy needed. Could be a surprise storm. And there it is. We will see several Marines fall. This High Templar goes, maybe I can hide over here, but it'll not work out. 4 more Stalkers. They are warped into the main base, and they will just defend this ramp here. Probes are moved away. Now, those probes can go over to take that third, but he's still got to get rid of these units. A couple of Stalkers, not enough to get rid of these forces. No additional, here it comes the additional reinforcements here, so I think this might be GG for In.Control.
Looks like he is warping in more Templar. If he can be really careful, ooh. I mean, that's generally a good decision, just throwing down that Storm to pick off anything you can, but we know that there's this giant force coming. Let's see if he can pick it off. Does opt to go for the feedback first, but there's the good game from In.Control. So despite that heroic Void Ray defense, In.Control will start off the series down 0-1.
And it just goes to show how the loss of 2 units that were so critical in the defense of those attacks that came over, decided to push forward, maybe got a little bit too confident with the Void Rays. Why not? They managed to take out a lot of Marines, do a lot of damage, but losing them flying, I mean, we've seen it happen before. A pack of mutants just get chewed apart by Marines or some Void Rays. It was just a not good situation. He knew it, and now we're going to be going on to Game 2. What do we have coming out for the map?
It's going to be on Lost Temple again. A lot of Protosses love this map because of how narrow the entrance is to their base.